I hope everyone's doing well today and having a lovely day today. So today I just want to jump right on in and talk and shoot the breeze with you all. I want to talk to you all about something that you might want to know. You new and future Lyft drivers and those of you who enjoy watching my content. I'm about to shoot some real talk at you. Did you all know that the Lyft riders get cheaper fares 70 to 75% of the time? 70 to 75% of the time, they get cheaper fares. Now, this is why they get cheaper fares at such a high percentage of the time. When Lyft and Uber created their computer algorithms, right? They needed a way to make them work, which means they needed to create a demand in those algorithms. The only way that they were able to do it was to start a worldwide marketing campaign that will entice riders by offering them 3 times cheaper fares than what the taxi cab services were offering. Some of you all that have the subway stations, local trains that you commute from, and the buses, you know, the city buses and things of that nature. Some of those are very expensive as well. So Lyft and Uber decided to create these algorithms that would dominate the market and create a precedented demand. A demand that was going to be needed no matter what. And the first order of business is to eliminate the taxi system. And they done it. Because with the fares that Lyft and Uber, with the fares that Lyft and Uber were offering for new riders to come aboard, it instantly killed anything that the taxi systems around the world could offer. See, taxi systems were old. They did not want to update. They did not want to come into the new age and try to do like a better pricing system. You know, they just kept old money, just kept collecting. Now, until you people get out here and become a Lyft driver or an Uber driver, you're not going to understand why taxi cab services charged the fares that they did when taxi cabs dominated transportation of the cities and things of that nature. When you get out here and you get to driving on the Lyft platform or the Uber platform, you would understand it then. And then you would say, okay, so those fares were pretty good. They were right. Those were the right fares. See what I'm saying? These three times cheaper fares that Lyft gives to the customers 70 to 75% of the time is the main reason why drivers around the world in many states are striking and protesting, right? For better pay and to be treated fairly, better working conditions in the workplace. You know, these 3 times cheaper fares is creating a problem in the profit department. As you all know, you're an independent contractor when you join the Lyft platform as a driver. They make you go into business for yourself, even though the vast majority of drivers on the Lyft platform decide to continue to have a worker's mentality. And they go out here every day and they operate as a person with a worker's mentality when you've actually been forced into being a boss. So a lot of you all will get out there and drive for 7 to 8 months and still won't structure your business so that you can be a business, because you're an independent contractor, so you're a business. So if you go ahead and structure that, that'll help you some along the way with some tax breaks and things of that nature. You can build you some business credit up. You can do a lot of things that may benefit you if you structure your business. But the vast majority of Lyft and Uber drivers continue to go out every day for how many hours they may drive or work or whatever it is, and treat this just like a regular job. This is not a regular job. You have nothing. They give you nothing. As an independent contractor, you get nothing. They don't provide you with discounts on anything. They don't do nothing. Okay? Anything that you acquire, you have to do it on your own. So this is why I tell most of you drivers, a lot of you drivers, act like a boss. Be a boss. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you got a worker's mentality and you want to stay in that worker's alley, then that's on you. But we have been forced into being entrepreneurs. Just go ahead and set it up and operate as an entrepreneur, because that's what you are. You get it? The 70 to 75% of the time that the riders get the cheaper fares is what's creating the hardships for a great deal of drivers, because the demand in the market has very low pockets. All states and localities is not going to be a high demanded or medium high demand areas or medium demand areas. There's going to be some medium low demand areas and some low demand areas. These people are going to suffer a great deal because these computer algorithms are designed to push everything towards the high demand and medium high demand areas, meaning all of the majority of the bonuses, the majority of the anything that Lyft and Uber will offer a driver, 3 ride streak bonuses, and streak zone bonuses, very lucrative ride challenges and things of that nature. The vast majority of those are going to be pushed towards the portions of the map that Lyft is able to operate in. The heavy parts of that finance, of that money, is going to be pushed to those high demanded and medium high demanded areas of the map. That's why you see so many drivers with rideshare channels constantly posting $2,000 days, $3,000 days. These people are in higher demanded areas and medium high demand areas. They're going to get a lot of bonuses. I mean, lucrative ride challenges. They're going to get all types of 3 ride streak bonuses, streak zone bonuses. They're going to be very lucrative bonuses because they have to entice these people to come out and fulfill that demand of riders. They got to entice these drivers to come out. So they push majority of the bonuses and the lucrative ride challenges and things to the areas of the maps that has the most demand. that's going to make Lyft most of their money, because they take 70 to 75% of your earnings from you off of every trip. You know, we got to understand that whatever cents per mile that we're receiving in the designated area that we're driving in, no matter what area around the map it is, that's a working cents per mile. So if you're getting 70 cents per mile and you're driving your own car, that's a working 70 cents per mile that you're getting. Let's say if it's Delaware that you're living in, you're getting 70 cents per mile driving your own vehicle in Delaware, right? That's a working 70 cents per mile. That working 70 cents per mile, after you calculate the things that you're going to need, maintenance to the vehicle, tires, gas, and oil, you're only driving for maybe 20 to 25 cents per mile. Because anything goes wrong with your vehicle, it comes out of that cents per mile, which comes out of money's in your pocket that you probably have made during the week. Okay? The wear and tear on your vehicle, the depreciation of your vehicle is going to mess around, and if you're a person with the car payment, it's going to put you in an upside down automobile loan, because you're going to owe more on the car than the car is actually worth, because you're driving it and you're depreciating it greatly out here putting all these miles on it, driving for Lyft and Uber. So that standalone 30 to 40 cents that they may get on their end is powerful, because the only thing they're doing is collecting. They keep all of the surge, the driver surge, the surge charge that you riders experience. That 25 to 30% of the time that you don't get the cheaper fast riders, that's when they catch your ass in a surge or a driver shortage, and they charge you out your ass to get you from point A to point B. And they keeps all of that money. They keep the surge, the driver shortage money, all the hidden fees. The drivers don't get none of that. So the 25 to 30% that Lyft is keeping is greater than the cents per mile that the drivers are being paid in their designated areas. Because the cents per mile that the drivers are getting is a working cents per mile with your own car. And when you're in the Lyft Express program, they diminish your cents per mile, making it almost impossible for you to make your payment on a weekly basis. And they still take all of the surge, all of the extra hidden fees, and the driver shortage charges and everything, where they're charging people out of the yin-yang. They take all of that. Your cents per mile in the Lyft Express program has been diminished by as much as 40 cents of your additional cents per mile in your base cents per mile in your area, if you're driving with your own car. If you're driving a Lyft Express program car, you're losing 25 to 40 cents per mile. And you're probably only driving from somewhere but like 30 to 40 cents per mile, because you're in the Lyft Express program. And they're going to tell you, oh, that's to offset the maintenance of the vehicle, right? The gas that you're going to spend to make, because you got to drive extra hard to make that car payment every week, it's going to burn a lot of gas. Yeah. So when it's all said and done, if it takes you 3 days to pay for the car, Then you got another 4 days if you're a person that drives 7 days. You got another 4 days to try to accumulate the amount of gas that you spent in those 3 days to drive to make that car payment. Then after you accumulate your gas money back, you got to drive like hell to get a couple of $100 extra for yourself. I'm giving you all technical things to think about. The rider gets cheaper fares 70 to 75% of the time. And the drivers are struggling because Lyft is going to take their profit. They have people that have bought shares in this company. They got to pay those dividends per those people's investments. And so you say to yourself, well, there's really nothing left for the driver. It isn't. It isn't. A lot of people out here tell you, yeah, man, I'm doing pretty good. And, you know, it's just a kudos to you. You get it? But there's millions of other drivers that's not doing good. You know what I mean? I just want to shoot this breeze with you all and talk about the riders getting 70 to 75% of the time cheaper fares. And that number is what's creating all of the problem for the drivers that's not really making any money. It ain't got nothing to do with the drivers being lazy, want something for nothing, like you hear all these rideshare channels be saying, or complaining, hey man, shut up and drive, all that old stepping and fetching type shit, or Uncle Tom and type shit, you know what I'm saying? You heard him saying. You know you got to be a fool if you don't sit there to crunch the numbers. And those of us that complain that's still driving, we're driving for the now. Because we need what little money it is that we can get now. That don't mean that we got to shut the fuck up. Hey, I would like to say that I fully support striking and protesting efforts of Lyft and Uber drivers and gig workers from city to city and state to state. I commend you all on you all's unselfish approach to fighting for change for everyone. Even if we don't get any change, I applaud you all's effort 100%, and I stand with you all 100%. I would like to say, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can stay in the loop for when I release my latest videos. Hey man, you all have a wonderful day. Be loving, because I love you. And till my next video, let's get this bread, baby.